Greetings, I'm Heidi Hayes Jacobs. I'm delighted to have an opportunity to speak with you about work and ideas that I'm considering and playing with and shaping and creating models dealing with global literacy and its importance for our learners. I also want to include the work of our team and our faculty at the Curriculum 21 project. I'm director of that project and also president of Curriculum Designers, Inc., based in Rye, New York. I think there are three literacies, and I have a new book series out with Solution Tree that deals with the intersection between these three. That is digital literacy, media literacy, and the one in the forefront for our discussion, global literacy. I'd like to look at those three. I'd like to look at their intersection, and in particular pay attention to why I think this latter one, global literacy, is so challenging and of such particular importance. I've had the good fortune of working with many schools in the United States and overseas, and I'll bring the best I can of those ideas in our short time together. I think the three literacies are distinctive from one another and yet overlapping. Digital literacy has to do with the ability of a student to select and choose an application or a digital tool that will best match a purpose. It requires sophistication. It requires access. It requires tools like tagging and skills like creating clearinghouses and curating websites. Media literacy has to do with both being a good receiver of media of multiple forms, a good critic, but also a good media maker, the ability to create a quality video podcast, a quality audio podcast, a quality format that uses new media to convey ideas. Global literacy, I believe, rests on the shoulders of the work that we did on our Global Competency program that was sponsored by CCSSO and the Asia Society. And my colleagues Tony Jackson and Veronica Boamansilla have put those ideas together in a marvelous free download that you can get on the Asia Society on global competency. Those competencies deal with helping students be fluent investigators of the world, being able to examine different perspectives, being able to report and share their ideas and then take action. Well, it seems to me those global competencies are only possible if you're digitally literate and you're able to convey your ideas effectively with good media. One thing in particular that strikes me about global competence is, unlike digital and media, which are content-free, global competence deals with the word global. There's information there that our students need. And we can use a GPS and we can take a look at where we are in our car and get directions, but it doesn't tell us anything about the place, about the people and who lives there. So one important part of being globally literate is being able to acquire really meaningful and current information about people and places. I think it also has to do with personalizing as I investigate the world and I take action and I gain perspectives. And in that regard, I really recommend that every classroom in the United States and every classroom that has the capability worldwide, at least once a year, creates a partnership or a link with another school. But here's the key point: for curriculum purposes. So it's not simply to turn on a Skype and go to a classroom in another country and think, wow, what do their kids look like? It has to do with actually connecting it with, say, a contemporary issue or a common problem and being able to make those connections. One organization I strongly would recommend to any of you who are listening right now would be Facing the Future. FacingTheFuture.org has been with us for over 20 years, providing substantial content and information about other places to create those links. I guess what I'm afraid of in some ways is superficiality, that just turning on a camera and connecting with another place doesn't do it. Another option I would recommend is project-oriented. I'd like to encourage you to go to our website, Curriculum 21, and in particular, go to the Resource Hub and pull up the Global Partnership Hub. And that link will be posted on the materials that go along with this video clip. The Global Partnership Hub is a free service that we provide to help link teachers to programs of substance. For example, one group I've had the good pleasure of working with is the Pulitzer Center. The Pulitzer Center, which of course you probably associate with the Pulitzer Prize and should, is an education group that specifically has every day global journalists posting articles, sharing curriculum materials, curriculum maps on contemporary issues. Or perhaps it has to do with Paul Salopek's project where he's walking around the world, and you can connect with that project as well through National Geographic. Or you may be looking at the 100 People portrait that the Gates Foundation has underwritten. There is the Flat Classroom Project, of course, one of the best. But there are many, many projects that have a curriculum twist to them that you can easily integrate into your common practice. So the point really is this: if we want Johnny, Susie, Abdul, Maria, any of our kids to be contemporary citizens, they need to be cultivating the three literacies, digital, media, and global, showing the intersection between those three in their projects and work, using digital tools, creating media to share, and being globally connected both with information and point-to-point in real projects. That means they need teachers that are that way. They need principals that are that way. So I encourage that professional development also implore and employ digital literacy, media literacy, and global literacy in its work. So every faculty that we work with, we encourage to connect with another faculty. We encourage you to set up your own clearinghouses, use your own digital tools in your own curriculum planning. Our kids deserve no less, and if we don't do this, we're basically choosing to live in the last century as opposed to this one. Thank you so much for your attention, and I wish you all good things in your quest to become globally connected teachers.